What's good, Liberators? Fingers here. Today we are talking about the snake surfing Viking from the depths of hell, the Gigachad, Astaroth, one of the 72 demons of the Goetia, a beautiful fallen angel said to be a duke of hell. He appears in the form of a prince riding a dragon and leads an army of 40 evil spirits. And it is also said that he can see both the past as well as the future. Originally, he was the goddess Astarte in Phoenicia, or modern-day Syria, but became warped into his current form by the Judeo-Christian god. In Christianity, he is a fallen angel that lures men into leading indolent lives, making him the most metal of demons. So let's check him out. As you can see, he has some pretty god tier strength. Baseline 220. Baseline 220. And you can pump that up, which I strongly recommend you do, to 240. Rock out with it at 260. As you can see, I've done here. I went full bore on this guy because he's just that good. The vitality is a little suspect at 142, but you can do a little something with that. And his agility is his other crowning feature. A baseline of 259, and I strongly recommend you pump that up as high as humanly possible, because if your opponents act first against Astaroth, your opponents win. So you got to get them running fast. You got to get them running first. And I dumped that last 10 of my Mitamas into luck, but you could go vitality too. Both solid choices all around. He knows physical, which is fairly useless. Knows light, useless. Drains dark, similarly useless for a speedster kinda demon. As for the skills, now this is going to be a bit of a chonker of a video, because not only does he have the usual 2 unique skills that come with every new demon, they invented a whole bunch of new skills just for him. Brand new transferable, brand new archetype skills, brand new gotcha transferable. It's madness. It's madness. So let's kick this off with the latest transferable skill, Phys Excel. Plus 15% to physical damage, plus 20% to own effect on battle speed. Good Lord. What a skill. For his first unique skill, the Master of Hell. Oh, now I did a review for Huang Di not too long ago. And let me tell you, a busted skill in 2019 was adds Fizz Pierce plus 30% to accuracy. Stop. That was it. Now for Master of Hell. Adds Physical Pierce plus 100% to critical hit rate and plus 50% to own effect on battle speed, meaning he has a natural plus 70% to his own effect on battle speed. Another reason you got to crank that agility up as high as humanly possible. But we don't stop there. No, we keep going. Activates the following chain effect when a member of your party, including Astaroth himself, downs a demon. Receive 1 additional press turn icon. What is going on? This effect can only be activated during your own turn, obviously, and can only be activated once per battle. Well, I guess they had to stop the madness somewhere. So you can only get a total of 1 extra press turn with this guy, but GD, that's all you need. Also, when you drop a demon, it increases your party's attack and evasion and accuracy of all members, and reduces the defense and evasion and accuracy of all your enemies by 20% for 1 turn. So basically, you kill a demon, and Astaroth here Kuyu flashes the opponents. And this keeps triggering. You get the press turn chain effect only the one time, but the buff debuff over and over and over again. So in PvP, he will be buffing your demons upwards of 3 times like this, and it's absolute madness when it pops off. When you level his skill up, you give him plus 20% to accuracy, which is something I highly, highly, highly always recommend you do with physical demons, because a miss in PvP is a death sentence. For his other unique skill, the brutality of Lord Astaroth inflicts physical damage, power 125, with a 50% crit rate on a single enemy. Sounds rather lackluster, and then this happens. Activates the following chain effect when the attack is successful. Inflicts physical damage, power of 125, with a 50% crit rate on a single enemy. Damage inflicted by this skill, chain effect included, will ignore counter effects, all death prevention, and if you drop a demon with this skill, they aren't allowed to revive anymore. It is absolute madness. So you target a demon, you hit him with this skill. Bam! If they're still alive, Lord Astaroth will hit him again. Boom! If that demon dies when you hit him the one time, that chain effect will go to the next demon in line and pop them down. Now, if you run him on auto mode, this skill will operate a little differently, where you'll strike a demon, and then I believe the chain effect it goes a little wonky. It doesn't double tap consistently when you're running it in auto mode, but either way, if you're running him in auto mode, you're going to win the fight, no matter who he's one-shotting. So just bear that in mind, that auto mode, things get a little wonky with the chain effect. But when you're manually picking your targets, as you always are in PvP, he will strike your same target twice. And if you level this up, which again I strongly recommend you do, you will get 20% damage dealt using this skill and the crucial MP cost -1, bringing it down to 5 MP, meaning you can pop off with War Brands turn 1, assuming no Undead Alices are up in the mix. As for the archetype skill, I've got him in Psychic for Fizz Amp, which is a great skill for him, plus 25% to physical damage, but his other archetypes are they are interesting, to say the least, and we will get to them. As for the transferable, I gotcha'd him with Epitome of Carnage, plus 20% to critical hit rate, plus 15% to physical damage. Very, very nice. He's a heavy hitting kind of guy. He is, if you combined the best parts of Cardicea and Hiro Masakato, more or less. Actually, and throw in, nullifies death threat. Throw in Astaroth too. This guy is the unholy union of Hiro Masakato, Cardicea, and Astaroth. It is madness. Absolute madness. And to no one's surprise, I transferred onto him Speedster, giving another 50% to his effect on battle speed, bringing his grand total to 120% speed effect on battle speed. And he is comparable with this setup right here. If you transfer Speedster onto him, he is basically the equivalent of Panel 2 Cardicea. Cardicea's Panel 2 increases his battle speed. A baseline Astaroth with the Speedster tag on him is equivalent to the Panel 2 Cardicea in terms of speed. And in terms of attack power, and potentially blows him away. Plus he gives you press turns. Cardicea, we hardly knew ye. Rest in peace. Although you're going to see teams out there that run both Astaroth and Cardicea, and they're going to have like 80k speed out there. So buckle up, because that's going to be a thing. As for brands, I went with all speed brands. All speed, my best speed brands. Speed percentage on the feet, attack percentage on the two hands. And he is able to brutalize in PvP with this setup. Right now, I only have him at 1,589 attack. Just about 1,600 attack. And that's enough. I was able to forego his attack, just focus on his speed, and he can still drop guys like it's going out of style. It is quite mind-boggling. But you can give him the war brands, make him an absolute thug. If you just got him out there busting down double intimidating stance teams, if you're picking your targets, you have no need to go ultra uber mega speed. If you're running him in random, you're going to want that ultra mega speed because there's a ton of super speedsters out there, and if they get the drop on you, you're done. But if you're picking your targets, you can make this guy just a double tap machine gun who can't be stopped, who keeps buffing your team, who keeps debuffing the enemy's defenses, and you can just run wild with it. So you can give him the war brands to do that. You can give him divine brands if you want him to just keep going for days, but that's if he is unpaneled, which we will get to. And for the secondary set, speed, his accuracy is pretty on point, especially if you level up Master of Hell. But aim brands, if you're concerned about it, he only has a single target attack. So if his chain effect happens to miss, you're not going to lose a press turn, but if that first attack misses, you will. So I would say speed, divine brands, war brands, speed brands, probably war brands and speed brands, assuming you've leveled up the skills, will get you the best bang for your buck. But I have a psychotic addiction to speed, so I went with the double speed brands with the best speed percentage I can find. As you can see on the brands themselves, plus 52% to speed, and another 50% from the set effects of those brands, bringing me up to a brand total of 102% bonus to his speed. Get some. And as for the panels, yes, you are seeing this correctly. I dumped every universal spirit I have been saving for the past, I don't even know how long. The only other time I used universal spirits was the P3 My Hero Masakato, and I've been stockpiling every single one ever since. And I do this for moments like these. I save my energy for moments like these, and I strongly recommend y'all do too. I know it's fun pulling on the latest demons that come out, collecting them all up, but you're really, really going to want to hold your breath for the game changer demons, and Astaroth and Maria are both busted as hell, and you're going to want to get in on that when those kind of game changer demons pop up. So let's talk about panels. Panel number 1 reduces the cost of Lord Astaroth by 1 MP, bringing it down to the economical cost of 4 MP, assuming fully leveled up Lord Astaroth plus that one panel, 4 MP, giving you no excuse not to rock out with the double speed brands or the war brands if you have this panel. Those are the two you're going to want to get to. Full stop. This panel also gives him plus 250 HP, which is crucial to help him survive those dimensional cert explosions, those Moiray Sisters teams who are still out there in the mix. Got to make sure his health is up there a little bit just to avoid that. Otherwise, get him an Endure, Fizz Survivor, something that'll allow him to survive those cheap shot explosions. Panel 2, which is the one you are going to want to go for off rip. Reducing the cost of Lord Astaroth is great, but he has a 100% crit rate naturally. So every time he punches a demon with his normal attack, odds are he's going to crit. But this skill, this is the one you're going to want to go for off rip if you are able to. While the one with this skill is alive, all party members will receive the following effect: plus 20% to physical hit rate and plus 20% to critical hit rate. This is basically Cardikea's skill. This right here is turns him directly into Kartikeya, or a vastly, vastly superior version of Kartikeya. Having this basically a permanent Sukakaja on your team is fantastic. And you can consider he throws a Secunda on the enemy, a Sukakaja on you. Whenever you drop a demon, you are locked in with your physical attacks at this point. Cannot be overstated how useful that is. And this panel also gives another 100 to physical attack, which is fantastic, especially if you are going the super speedster route as I am and getting his attack as high as possible. Even an extra 50 attack, extra 100 attack will be huge, and you'll be seeing big, big gains on his attack. And panel 3, the biggest and baddest of them all, plus 20% to physical damage. Not bad, not bad, fairly standard. Plus 20% to own effect on battle speed. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. So, for us math geniuses out there, that's 20% battle speed there. We got physics cell, another 20% battle speed, so we got 40% there. Master of Hell, another 50% own effect on battle speed, bringing us up to a generous 90%. And if you slapped on Speedster to him, another 50%, bringing up to 140% to his own effect on battle speed. Will the madness never cease? This guy is just the best of all worlds, because usually a guy who can hit as hard as Lord Astaroth doesn't have the speed to back it up. Usually their speed's around 160, their agility, I should say, is around 160 or so. And oh my goodness, this is just absolute mayhem. And even though this video has run far too long already because he is a chonker of a demon, let's check out these other archetypes right quick, because they gave him unique archetype skills too. Specifically the origami archetype, Cleaving Aura. Physical damage, power 120, 30% crit rate on all enemies, and reduces their MP by 2. This is all done at the economical cost of 5 MP. So if you run him with Divine Brands, he will be able to double tap this skill turn 1, meaning your enemies basically will not be able to mount a counteroffensive, assuming you haven't wiped them out in turn 1. I strongly recommend you just wipe them out in turn 1, but this is an option if you find yourself unable to do that reliably. This skill will allow you to completely gimp your enemy's counterattack, stealing all of their MP away, even if they have a Maria on the opposing team, giving everyone that extra 1 MP per turn. This is stealing 4 MP, assuming you got the Divine Brands and you're double tapping it, which if you're running Astaroth, he's going first, most likely. He's going to be able to double tap this skill. That is absolute madness. Really interesting skill. Really, really something to consider. Something I'm considering. Especially considering I'm not making him a heavy-hitting powerhouse, even though he still is, even though I'm not trying to make him that. This skill will win you battles. This skill will provide other tactical options for you, exclusively in PvP. As we all know, in PvE, the enemy's MP is infinite, but in PvP, your MP is... it is exclusive, so you need to keep an eye on it. And if you got someone sucking the life out of you to the tune of 4 MP per turn, definitely something to get the brain a-jogging. As for the Protector archetype, Solar Downfall, Falling Train effect when attacking first. Okay, thematically appropriate there. reduces all enemy defense and evasion accuracy by 20%. Really good skill, although his Master of Hell, you are just constantly debuffing the enemy with this. And even if they put a Tarunda on you and they throw up a Gigachad at the beginning of a fight, you should be able to bust down their heavy hitter, their weaker demon, and get these buffs popping off over and over again. And a fun fact, if say there's a Ji Wang Wu on the other team who keeps reviving a weak demon, and you keep busting that demon down, his Master of Hell chain effect will keep going off every time you smack down that same demon, meaning you can get upwards of 5 Master of Hells popping off, 6, 7, depending on how often they revive their demons. It just keeps going. So this to me is redundant, even though buff redundancies in PvP are really good these days because of the constant. Everyone's got skills that simultaneously attack and debuff, attack and buff. So having these redundancies that continuously apply debuffs and buffs is a good thing. But I would pass on this one because his other archetype skills are just far, far superior. Physical Amp, which we discussed, and the Elementalist archetype Repel Fizz. It's there, turns his null into a repel. Don't know why you'd use it. He's a turn 1 guy. You're showing up, you're busting enemies down before they have a chance to reply with any physical attack of any note. So this seems largely useless to me when you're running a speedster turn 1 kind of team. So I would say Origami, definitely give that a mull. Or Fizz Amp, baseline, very simple, makes them hit harder, works every time. Up to you. And that is about all I can say for this horn-helmed Viking angel. S tier, would pull again. If you can manage it, pull on this banner because these guys are game-breaking, fantastic. They will carry you a long way, even if you are barely trying. These 2 demons are recruit mode, boys. So go out, get them. But until you do, don't get captured.